Hi everyone, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes,
1 minute. My screen? Hello? Is everyone able to see my screen?
Satish.
Okay, great. So have you installed uh, Anaconda distributions, which I explained yesterday? Anyone faced any issues or everything is clear? Okay, cool. No problem. So yesterday we discussed basic things in Python like variable and what are the naming convention for the variable names, all those things, correct? So yeah. So today we are going to discuss about the data types. So as like any other languages in Python also we have a data type. So generally data types defines what kind of value variable holds like that. For example, now we are creating x is one variable. Okay. Then we are writing a two. Then we are storing a value two in x variable. So it means it is going to say that which type of data set this variable is holding like that. So like we have like that it is data types is going to be useful and present in Python, we have a different types of data types. One is int data type, next float data type, next string, next bool, and next complex. We have these different types of data types are available. As like if you talk about the one by one, so integer nothing but which is going to store the whole numbers like so int data type is going to hold the whole numbers like 10, 20, 50, -5 like that. And if you go inside integer depth, like an integer is a whole number without decimal point. Whenever you want, whenever you store the value inside the variable, if it is a 10 or -50 as 0, all are comes under whole numbers. So whenever if you want to see the data type, which data type is present inside a variable, so if you are using x equal to 10, so you want to check whether that which data type is present inside this variable. So then you have to write type of x, then it is going to show you the int data type. And if you ask like in other language, whenever you define a variable and you are going to provide a variable data type at the time of initiating, but in Python we don't require that because Python is a dynamically typed language based on the value which you have provided. So based on the value of behavior, the value data type is going to be assigned to that data type. So that is called dynamically typed programming language. Okay. So here it can be a positive, it can be a negative value. So, but it should be a whole number. It should not be a, floating number. That is a int data type. So here, if you see the example, so I have given one value x equal 10. Then I used print to print to show the output in the console. So that is here I have given print of type of x. So then it is showing that the variable x holding integer data type like that it is going to show you. Example, I'll take one more example. So is everyone installed Python in your laptop like Jupyter Notebook, all those things?
Yes.
Okay. So please run along with me. Then your hands will get practiced. So just I am typing one variable name here. So then just take uni name like a sample. Okay. I'm writing sample as a variable name and assigning 3 as a value to that one. So to run this cell, what I have to do? I have to enter, I have to click shift plus enter. Then this cell is going to be executed. Then after, if you want to see the value, if you want to see the output for the code which we executed, so you can use the same code, same block in next line and just write print. Okay, so write sample like this. So what it does, it is going to show you the value which is stored in that this sample. Okay, now I'm executing the same cell again, shift plus enter. Now I got the value 3. Okay, so if I want to add one more line and for the same code block, you can write same block. And now I'm going to write print type of you want to know which you want to know, like what type of data present in a sample means. So you have to give the variable name inside the type of x. Okay, type sample, then you can give this one. Now it is going to show you the value 3 is stored in the sample variable, and the data type which is present inside the sample is integer. So like that you can execute. So you can use multiple lines in the same code block, and you can execute multiple times. So it will take one by one sequentially. So Python execute the code from top to bottom, line by line, not like bottom to line. If you see that SQL, it will take the bottom first and then executes. But here Python starts from the top. First execute the first one, then execute the second one, then it will execute the third one. Like that Python behaves while executing the things. Okay. So here this is a simple example for integer data type. Okay. An integer is a whole number, just we discussed. And the properties of the integer is can be positive or negative, but no decimal values. Unlimited size in Python. So you can give how much size you, how much big you number you want to give, you can give it. Okay. It can store. There is no limitations like other languages for the integer data type to store the values in a variable. Okay. So the next example is a float. Float represent the decimal numbers. It's nothing but like you can use 5.2.5, 5.5, and 0.25 like that. So all are our decimal values. So whenever you want to store this value, so you can use a float data type. Again, you don't want to give the data type when you are creating the variable name, because Python can understand the value of the behavior based on the value of the behavior. So here floats are approximate values. You know, these are the 2.5, 5.6, all are approximate value used in scientific calculation. Generally, we used to solve the mathematical problem. Na? So at that time, we are going to use the floating decimal points. In our real time, also sometimes we used to go with the floating value based on the concepts and scenarios. So if you see example, now I'm creating a equal to 10.5 and b equal to 2.5. Then if I multiply these two a into b, then it is going to give you the 26.5. So let's see one more example. Now I'm creating uh, num1. Okay, I'm variable name is not start with the alpha, is not start with the number. It started with the alphabets, and at the end I have given number which is right as per the rules, because you should not give one at the beginning. You can give anywhere in between the names. So that's for the rule which we learned yesterday. Okay, and now I'm giving num1 is a sum 7.5. Okay, then I'm executing this line. Okay, then I'm creating one more new block here. Then I'm giving a num2 as some other value. Okay, 2.8. So here what I did, I take two different cells. Okay. In cell number cell number 4, I have created number 1. In cell number 5, I have created number 2. Now I'm creating one more cell. There I'm using this number 1 and number 2. Okay. So here I'm going to write a result. I'm creating a result as a variable. I'm storing num1 plus num2. So like that. So whatever the value is there, that is going to store in the result. So now I'm creating one more cell. Now I'm checking the value, which is what the value is stored in the results. Okay. See. So even I took each and everything in different cell, but I can access those values from this cell. Okay, so in Jupyter Notebook, whatever the content you have given, so all are stored in one session only. It can be shared across the session only, not in different sessions. So that is an example for this one. Okay, I have created here. I have created one more thing here, and I'm using these two values here. I'm storing and I'm accessing. I'm showing this result value in the next cell. So like that, Jupyter Notebook value. Jupyter Notebook will work, and here you will get to know what is happening each and every step. As a beginner we should know all those things, otherwise we will get confused. So that's why we are not using VS Code in initial stages. Okay, so this is about the float is always a decimal point. Okay, and you can use any mathematical operation, anything, it will work as integers. Okay, and the next thing is a Boolean data type. So Boolean data type is nothing but like it is going to it represent the logical values like true and values. So the in generally logical, we are going to use logical values as a true and false. So whenever if you want to build logical operators, logical conditional statements, so that time you are going to, after executing the condition, you are going to get the outputs as a Boolean data types, not based on the condition. So it is going to give you, if the condition is met, that is going to give you the Boolean data type, true or false. All are based on the Boolean data type only. Okay. And another one more thing is complex numbers, complex data type. So complex data type is nothing but like it's a plus bj format. So these are nothing but like whenever you want to create this type of information, then you are going to, sorry, whenever you want to create this type of data type, that type of is called as a complex data type. So complex nothing but like this is one example here. So this is same as complex data type 2 plus 3j. So A is nothing but 2 and 3 is nothing but B. Like that, whenever you want to create a formats like this one, so that time you are going to use a complex data type. So you should not give any data type specification. When we are getting based on this behavior, it will understand. So in complex data type, there are two parts. One is a real part, another one is imaginary part. Okay, so here this is a real part and this is a imaginary part. So generally we will use this complex data type in engineering sciences like electrical engineering and sinusoidal waves are like that. Whenever you want to build a such type of data, such type of application, there you are going to use a complex data type. Okay, so here I said like 2 is a real number. As per this example, 2 is a real number and 3 is a imaginary part. So if you want to use, I'll take one example here. So I'll execute the same thing. Okay, I'm executing. So if I use c dot real, okay. So what happened? So now I'm going to get real real part of the given data. Okay, so 2 is our real part. Now if I want to get imaginary, okay, so what I have to do, c dot image. Okay, now I'm going to get imaginary part. So here if you ask why we are using c here again, so it means, so the data which the value we have stored inside the c value, so this is our reference name. So based on this reference name, we are going to call the real and imaginary part. And real and image are the inbuilt functions of the complex data type. So when they are preparing this complex data type, so they have created inbuilt function that is real and image. So whenever we call this real, so we used to get real value. Whenever we call the image, we used to get the three imaginary parts. So that is like that we can access the real part and imaginary part from the complex data type. Okay, so generally we used to go with the we will use these things in electrical engineering and advanced mathematics. So as per our like as of now I haven't used anywhere because I completely worked in different types of business domains. I haven't worked in electrical engineering and advanced mathematics parts. Yeah. So the next data type, we all know that is a string data type. So string is nothing but which is going to represent the text data. Okay, so yesterday we seen couple of examples like so I have created some sample. Okay, this is my variable name. I have created my name. I have assigned my name to this value. So in the sample I have stored this value Satish. So string is nothing but text. Whenever you want to store the value in the text format, so that time string is going to be used. And notations, so you can use single quotations also when you are storing the value string text type text related value when you are storing inside the value name. So you can use a single quotation and you can use a double quotation. And whenever you want to add multiple lines, multi-line text for the given variable, that time you are going to use triple quotations like this. Okay, so this is for single a single word or one line text. This will applicable for single line and one line text, and this is also applicable for single and one line text, and this is also single and one line text as well as multi-line also. Okay, but if whenever you if you use multi-line text, if you use this type of single quotation or double quotation will not work, only works with the triple quotations only. Okay, so that is what you have to remember. Whenever you are giving multiple line tests, you have to give triple quotation. In between, you have to give your text. Otherwise, it won't accept. And for instance, you have given at the initial, you have given like this. Okay, at the end, you have given like this. So it will not work. You have to give the same thing at the end also. At the beginning you have given single quotation, at the end you have given double quotation. It will not work. You have to give same notation at the beginning and at the end. So like that, whenever you are initiating the text data, you have to use the notations. Otherwise, it won't treat as a string. I'll show you one example. So so here I am writing uh, test as a variable name. Okay, then I am giving uh, Ramu. Okay. So if I execute this one, so to execute that, I have to click Shift plus Enter. Then this code is going to be run. Now, after that, you have seen one error, name error. Ramu name is not defined. So it means, so you have given text, but it is showing a not defined. What it means, you have not given a single quotation or double quotation to represent the data type. So that's why whenever you are initiating a text, you have to give single quotation or double quotation at the beginning or at the end. Okay. Now, if you execute this one, this will run perfectly. Okay. So like that, you whenever you are working with a string, you have to give 100% single quotation or double quotation. Otherwise, you will get an error. Okay. Right. So now we have stored the value inside our variable name, a text. Here I have used Python and I stored this Python in text variable. Okay. Now I'll show you how this is going to be stored in our RAM. Okay.
Satish, one doubt. How do
Yes,
I use multi-line?
I'll show you.
Like
Yeah.
how?
You want me to show example?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, sure,
Because
sure. Example. Just I'm taking example as a variable name and right, you can copy all these things. Example, I'm copying everything. So initially I took a single quotation and I'm ending this as a double quotation. Okay. So I'm running this one. So it is showing syntax error unterminated string lateral. It means you are using this one. So it is only take considering this only as a text. So and it is expecting a single quotation at the end, but we are giving in the next line. So it is a syntax error. So at the time it won't accept. So that's why you have to take triple quotation and you have to use like this, so it will work you. And let me show you how this is going to be flash. Yeah, so this is even you have given multi line, like this is in one line and this is in another line. So whenever you store this information in example, so it is has given this one, and you have given one space lines, one, two, like that. So that's why it has given two new line symbols. Then after that, it has created this ordered index in possible like that. So is this clear?
Okay. But in
Yeah,
result, we give in single line.
yeah. And single line, it has showed a
Right.
difference here. Okay, so
Okay.
it means whatever the content present after this line. So this is like this. So after two lines, this is present as per, for example, this is the one example. Okay, so in this one, let's see. No, I have not given any line space between one line to another line. Okay, now you will see only one. Yeah, see, it is means a new line. Okay, so this is one line and this is one line. So like that, it is differentiating between sentence to line to line. So if you give one space in between, you will get two new line symbols here. Okay, so earlier you have only one line because there is no new line between a line to line, extra line. But here I have an extra line. So that's why after two lines, this sentence is available. Like that, it is showing. Like that, it is
Okay.
showing the difference. Clear?
Okay.
Yeah.
So Satish, in the result, if we don't want to show that slash in as a new line, how
In the
can
result, you
we?
don't want to show that. Sorry.
If the result, if we don't want to show whether it is a new line spaced up in
Ah,
the data which we have given, how do
so
we manage with?
understood.
For
So
example,
that's
if we pass this in a mail or
understood, understood. Actually, there we will send this information to our next module now. So what will happen? That will take the markdown file. So whenever markdown format sees this type of information, that markdown package will create this type of notation. Okay. So that will remove this information and it will show you as like how you got here. Okay. So I'll show you that example also. Okay. So as of now we are at the beginning. Now we are at the starting stage now. So that you can't understand. That's why I haven't introduced all those different packages. So we have a futures also like that. We can use a markdown format. So in the markdown format, it won't show you in the email or anywhere. It will take entire as output, and it won't show you this new line characters in your result. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to explain you how text, whenever you have used text and the text is going to store in our RAM. So how it is going to store in the RAM, I'll explain you. So this is one space in RAM. Okay. Now I'm taking the same example. So for Python 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for the entire location, we are giving a name as a text. Okay. And under this location, in the first box, it is going to store P. In the next letter, it is going to store Y. Then next H, O, and N. So like that, it will in Python, in RAM, it will take the one location and it will name text as text to that location, and then after inside the text it will store the content. It will split the entire memory into multiple split. Based on the each and every split, it is going to store the character, each and every character. For example, this is one part, this is one partition, this is one partition, like that. So here in the first partition it stores P, next Y, next T, H, Y. So after that, it will assign the indexes. So like this, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is from left to right. Okay. So while storing in memory, it will create the partitions, and it will store all the content inside the partition, and it will assign the indexes for each and everything. Okay. From when you move from left to right, it is a positive index. When you move from right to left, so from right to left, it is a negative index, like that: -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. So like that it will create an index. So why it has created means, whenever you want to access these elements, so we know the location of that uh, our variable, but we don't know which in under that location which index it has, whatever the character we want. So we don't know. To access those information, Python has created some index values. So based on index value, we can access the content which is present in the text, which we have stored in our variable name. So that's why with the help of index number, we are going to retrieve the relevant information from the data. Okay. Is this clear how the Python is stores and index is from left to right is positive and right to left is a negative? Everything is clear? Okay. So now, for example, now what we are going to do? Now we need to access the elements from this text. Now I'm giving text as a variable text as a variable name for the entire content, and now I'm accessing the elements which is present inside this text. So for that, where Python is stored in this text, so that we need to use text. Then which index you want to get, which item you want to get, this is you want to get a y. So for that, where is y is present in a 1. So if you give 1, so you are going to get output as a y. If you give text of 0, if you give text of 0, you are going to get a p, like that. So based on the index number you are going to access. So whatever the symbol we are going to use here, this is whenever you are accessing the element from the specific index, so we are going to use this type of notation. So this is called slicing operator. So with the help of this slicing operator, we are going to access the element from the text or any group of elements. All group of elements are stored inside the Python is in the index number. So you have to use the variable name, then you have to use this slicing operator, then you have to use the index number. With the help of this index number, whatever the value you want to get, you will get it. Okay, so that's why we will use. Yeah, and you can use multiple ways also here. I'll show you some example. So here already I have given Python. Okay. So I'm executing. So here I used text of 0, text of -1. So text of 0 means Python I got. Text of minus mean -1 from from right to left there is a negative index. So if I use -1, I got n. So for example, if I use like this, p of 1 to 4. Okay. Then what we are, sorry, not p. We need to use text because text is our variable name. So what happened here? So here, if you observe clearly, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Example, oh, I'll write here Python 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want to get 1 to 4, I want to get the data, whatever the data present in between 1 index to 4 index. So what is present in 1 index? So that I got y. Then I got t. Next I got h. But I have given 4 also. But whatever the value present in the fourth index, we haven't received, because in Python, whenever it will consider the initial index. When after that, whenever you are giving ending index, it won't consider the value which is present on that ending index. So here this is my starting point and this is my ending point. So whatever the index present in the starting point, it will consider, so that it has given y. But at the end, for the ending point, I have given fourth index, but fourth index has 0 o, but it has not given because Python won't consider the ending index value. It will consider before that value. So it means ending index is 4. What is the what is the next related to value is 3. 3 is before to that index. So it will give you till that value only, until it will consider 1 and 2 3. It won't consider the value which is present inside that index. So whenever you want to consider this index value also, you have to give, instead of 4, you have to give 5. Then it is going to give you the fourth index value also. So like that index works. So it will consider the first index. It won't consider the last index. It will consider only till that index only. Like if you are using 1, 2, 3, 4, this is the index number. It will consider the value which is present on this index, and it won't consider the value present inside that index. It will give you value till this index only. So that's why whenever you want to access all the elements, you have to use +1 index. So you want to get fourth index value, so that you have to give 1 is to 4 plus 1. It means 1 colon 5. Like that you have to provide. So then it is going to give you O also. So based on the scenarios, you have to use this type of information. And another one more thing is, there's one more example. So for example, now I have given text. So I want to get the values from one index to everything from the end. So I'm giving one as index, then I'm giving colon. That's it. So now what to happen here? It is going to give you everything after first index. Here, whatever the value present in one, that is y. So then it has given entire string after that one index. So if I give two index, so what will happen here? After second index onwards, it is going to give you everything. So if I change this one, see what will happen. So it will consider from the beginning 0, 1, 2, 3. So what is 3? 3 is H. So that it has not given because that is ending sequence, ending index. So it consider till before that index only, PYT only. So like that, whenever, however you want, you can access the element from the string or anything. Okay. Is this clear, slicing operator? Okay. Next thing is a list. Next data type is a list data type. So list is nothing but, as of now, we have seen integer, string, bool, and complex and float. Correct. So all are can be only we have used one variable and we have stored one value inside that only, like that. Y equal to 2.5, like that. We have stored one number only, not group of people, not group of numbers. Whenever if you want to add multiple numbers, multiple data types in per one variable, then you are going to go, when you are going to choose x list data type. Okay. So as of now, integer, all based on all these data types, we are going to store only one value. So whenever if you want to store multiple items in one variable, so that time we are going to choose a list data type. So for example, I want to store 1, 5, and Satish. This type of all people, all we need to, if you want to store all this type of variable, all these type of values in one variable, that type, that time we are going to choose a list of data type to store all these things. So example, I'm creating one x as a variable. I want to store all these things like 1, 5, 6, and true, like complex data type 2 plus b 3j, like that. So whenever if you want to store this type of multiple data types in one variable, then you are going to choose a list data type. To represent the list, we are going to use X like this list. You can initiate the empty list like this also, or you can use a square bracket to represent the list. Inside the square bracket you have to give some values based on this it is going to store all the related information in our list data type. Okay, so whenever I know there are some features, we have some features for the list. So first feature is list can store multiple data types, not only single data type. So earlier we seen only 2.5, 5.6 like that. But now if you use list, it can give access to store all the different types of data types. It can be Boolean data type, it can be integer, it can be float, all things. You can store all these data type in list, and you can use any number of times. Like for example, this is 1 5 6 5 6 like that. There are different same number is repeated multiple times. So it means list will give you access to store the duplicate values also. List can give you the access to store multiple data types, and also it give you access to store same numbers multiple times. It means it is allowing duplicated values again and again to store in the list. And whenever the value stores in the list, it follows the indexing order. So whatever the value you have stored, you have given in the first time, it is going to always assign to zeroth index, and next first index, next third index, fourth index, third, fourth, like that. It follows the order. So that's why list is a order list. Whenever you are going to store values in list, it follows the order, so that is called indexing order. Okay, so example, and this is one example. I have given 1 and it stored 1, and it's stored in zeroth index. I have given 5, it's stored in first index, like that. So here is some example. I'll show you how it will work. So here I have created one variable that is 1 2 3 4, and if I want to know, if you see numbers already, yeah, numbers. So what happened? 1 2 3 4 has is stored in the list. So if you want to check the data type, so you can use print type of numbers. Okay, then execute. So what happened here? See, incomplete in input error. It means I have given one line, one open bracket, and I forgot to give at the end closed bracket. So that's why it has given error. Again, it is showing number is not defined. So here I have created numbers, but here I'm using a number. So Python is a case sensitive. So that's why whatever the variable name you have used, you have to use the same variable name when you are accessing the elements. Okay. So I clicked number. No, I got the list data type. So now let me check like whether it is storing Boolean values or not. And 5.5, and next complex data type 2 plus 8J. Okay, let's see. Now it is storing the value. Even after executing this also, it is going to show you the list. And know if you want, we want to know that how if you, because we know we have created one first and the next two, next three, like that. Now we'll see a new example for the indexing purpose. Okay, and num ex equal to, now I have created 1. Okay, so now I'm executing. Okay, so now I'll check whether what is the index ex of, if I use 0. Okay, what happened? I'm going to get a 1 because in 0th index 1 is stored. Now if I add one more element, now what will happen, we'll see. So sorry, we'll see in the next here only. Now I'll take a new cell I'm adding a new number to this existing example variable. Okay, so to add a new number to the existing list, we have a append function. So that is x dot append. Okay, so then append. Now what we are going to do, I'm going to add some 8. Okay, so I'm executing this number. Whenever you want to add a new number which is for the existing list, you have to use append as a function. Append is a inbuilt function which is present in the list. So whenever you are working with the list data types, so you have to keep in mind, if you want to add new values to the existing list, you have to use append function. Okay, so what will happen after executing this one? Now we need to see whether the 8 is added or not. If added, where it added, we will check now. So see, one, we have added one here, and now after that we have appended 8 to the existing list. So that is added at the end of the value, not in the beginning, because it follows the indexing order. Now if you check the slicing operator, if you check the index order of 1, it is always 8. If you check 0, it is always 1, because first whatever the value you have given, that is always be in that 0th position only. Whatever the value you have given, that is always be in the next position, like that. So like that, we can add a new values to the existing list, and I'll show you how to create an empty list also. So sam equal to list. Okay, I'll give you this one. Okay, I'm executing. So if you check this sam, it is going to show you the empty list. Okay, so if you want to add some elements to the empty list, so then what you have to do, append, then 5, then shift plus enter. Now you can check whether the sam has this information or not. Okay, yes, sam has this information. So like that, you can create an empty list, you can add new values to the empty list, and if you want to remove that also, you can use the remove function. We have another function, that is a remove function. With the help of remove function, we can remove elements whatever you want. Okay, you have to provide the value name, otherwise it won't uh, edit. Okay, so for example, this is a Satish 3.5 true. Now I'm creating number. So without here in number num, there is no ram. If I execute this one, what will happen? It will show you list dot remove x is not in list. Whatever the content, whatever the value you have given, it is not present inside the list, so that it can't execute. So that's why it has given a value error. Okay, so if there is a value inside the list, you can use remove to remove that element. If you don't have a value in that list, we can't remove. It will show you it will give you an error. Okay, so now I'm creating a RAM inside the value. Now let me check whether the RAM is present inside that or not. Yes, Satish 3.5 true, and ROM is at the end because we added after 4 elements. Now if I click this, if I execute this line, so now it has executed. Now if you check this one, there is no ROM in the list data type. So like that, we can get the information. And the next thing is num slicing operator. So here 0 to 2 means like a 0th position.
Satish, appending and the removing one, can't we do it with index like position, adding into this index or
Oh, that has another, like we can do based on index also. For the appending, there is a insert option. So with the help of insert, we can add element in which type of index you want. For example, this is okay. So now num dot insert. Okay, insert of, no, just randomly I'm taking 2 comma some name Venu. Okay, so let's see what will happen here. See what will happen here. According to this, Satish in 0th position, 3 in first position, and 3.5 is in second position, second index, correct? Now what I did, num dot insert. I have used insert, okay, I have used insert function list data type, and here I am giving index number, in which index you want to give. Okay, so based on the index number, we have, but in I'm asking to create a new value Venu under this index. So what happened? What it is? It took Satish and then three, whatever the value presents inside that one. So it has removed. It has moved to the next. Then in second index, it has stored what are the value you want. Okay. So like that, we can create a value on which index you want. Okay. Based on index also, we can insert a value into our existing list. Yes. Clear?
Similarly, and remove
Yeah.
the
And
index value and also append the
correct. I'm correct. Num dot pop. Okay. Let's see. See. So there's a pop one method. Okay. Dot pop. What will happen if you use this one? So if what it is, let's me check what is happen here. Satish 3, Venu 3.5 true. Okay. So when I click this pop, what you have to give, what it has to return? A true. Okay. It has removed true value. This is at the last index. Now, if you give some element here, so if I give zeroth as an index, so Satish is at zeroth index. Okay. So if I execute this one, what will happen? It removed. Now, if you check, you won't see the elements. See, 3 Venu 3.5. But I directly used pop without giving index. It has removed last point, last element inside that list. If I give an index number here, it has removed the index based element. Clear? So based on the according to the remove directly looks the value inside the list. Pop looks the index, then it removes the value. So like that will work. Clear? Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. So if I want to add a specific value in specific number, if you, for example, here, there is a we need to check what is the data present. In num, we have 3, Venu, 0. So if I want to directly replace the content which is present in 0th index, so what will happen? Yeah, so I have used num and I have created 0th value, 0th index. Inside the 0th index, I'm giving a Ramu. Okay, what will happen? We'll see now. See, now we have created Ramu and Venu and 3.5. If we observe these two lists, in 0th index earlier we have 3, now we have Ram. So it means it is replaced completely. Okay, so like that also we can replace the indexed element. Whatever in which index you want to replace, you can replace the index value based on the number, index number. And you can insert without replacing. You can, if you want to insert, you can use insert as a function, inbuilt function. Okay, so that is that is a list. Okay, and list is a mutable nothing but we can add values whenever you want, you can remove the values whenever you want, like that. So that's why all these things are covered. List slicing also covered just now only. And there is a one more data type is that is tuple. Tuple, list and tuple, there is no difference between list and tuple. Only one difference is that list can be editable, and whenever you want, you can add it, and whenever you want, you remove, you can remove. But tuple is not like that. Once you have given the data, it can't be editable. Okay, everything is remains same. Means you can't insert the data, you can't remove the data, anything. Just you have to, there is an indexing operation, you can access the data from the tuple only, but you can't change the data once you have executed like that. Okay, so that is a tuple. An example is sample. For the tuple, we are going to initiate tu PUL tuple like this for the empty tuple. And if you want to add some data, you have to use this round brackets, and then you have to give values. It can store all type of data. There is no limitations while for storing the data. And but once after executing that, you can't change the existing data and you can't remove the data. So but you can access the element from the tuple. So that is the difference between tuple and list, and everything is remains same. Okay. And it also allows a duplicate. It also orders however whenever however you created the data, so same way it is going to store the content inside the tuple like that. Okay. So example here it is array. So I'm going to execute sample. Okay. So if I execute sample, I'm going to change. So for example, I want to add append. So if I use this one, what will happen? Tuple object has no attribute, means append is not present in the tuple. So that we can't add a values to the existing tuple. So if I want to remove, and if your tuple is different and list is different, then why you are using append here? So it means there is no functions which are present inside the tuple. So we don't an access to add the values inside the tuple. So we can't add it. And you can access the elements now. Okay. So I'm giving second. I'm using slicing operator. I'm giving second as two as an index, so I can access the value. We can access the value, but we can't modify. No, if I want to change the whatever the content present in two, so I'm going to give you a text sample. Okay, so what will happen? See, tuple does not support the item assignment, so it is not accepting any type of different notations, whatever it has, like that. Okay, so that is tuple. Yeah. Okay, next we have set and dictionary data types. We will discuss these two things tomorrow again. Okay. Till that, do you have any questions? You can ask me. I'll explain you all the things. We have two different data type. One is set and dictionary. I'll explain you tomorrow, and then after we will start operations. Yeah. Anyone has any questions? All clear?
Satish, these kernels, like usually when we save it, it will
Uh,
show the path, it will ask the path and all, right? Here I don't see that. So where exactly this will save?
uh, I, if you are logging from laptop, can you share your screen?
Okay, 1 minute.
Yeah. So I'll stop my.
You is showing the host isn't allowing sharing.
Yeah, I have given access. I'll stop sharing, then you can.
Usually when we
Yeah, I'll tell you. Go to home. No, go to home.
oh,
Home tab. Home tab. At the in address bar, you'll find about there is a Chat GPT one tab. After that, there is a home tab.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. There's a home Jupyter Notebook tab.
So only, right?
It's not.
This is the home.
Yes, yes. See here. So generally, it stores in the documents folder. Go to home only. Huh. See here it's
Okay.
stored. Yeah. So here,
So
if you
we can't name we if we name it, how do we do?
you want to move that, huh?
No, rename or something.
Okay,
Okay,
go to there and
only
go
we have to do.
open that one file, untitled file. Already it is open in the next tab. Go to there
Ah,
and there is a Jupyter symbol. After that, there is an untitled. Just double click on the untitled one.
Yep.
Okay, you can name it whatever you want. So
Okay.
here only it has given file path also. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Like that
Okay.
you can modify things.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. So anyone has any questions? Okay, then we will meet you tomorrow again. Thank you. Bye bye. See you.